I found this object in my mom's junk drawer after she passed away. It is about 2 inches long, about 1 inch wide, and made of aluminum. It has a 6-sided metal with an adjustable plate held in by a screw. It has a slot on it for something to slide through it. It also has a countersink hole, so maybe you could attach it to something. I couldn't find anything on the image search. Any ideas? It's a scissors sharpener made by the Boyer Needle Company in the 70s. Open the scissors and hold the sharpener as shown here, with the index finger on the top part of the set screw. Bear down firmly and draw to the scissors point. 1 or 2 strokes are usually sufficient enough. What is this thing? I found it while thrifting, and it's driving me crazy. It's a wooden spool and slope thing. The slope has a slit in the crest of the slope, and I can't figure out what this would be for. Somebody suggested it was a cigarette rolling machine. But I doubt that seriously, as I have a few vintage rolling machines, and this one makes no sense to my brain. How would this roll something up? It's a lightweight object and hand size. What does it do? It's a vintage business card holder. Get a stack of cards, put one in the slit for easy retrieval, the rest up against the hoop, and drop the roller to keep them vertical. You'd also see the cards through the hoop. What are these 2 odd-shaped pads found with 1900s era baseball uniform? It's cotton, lightweight, and stitched like a quilt. No writing on the 2 pads, probably 100 plus years old. No names, no colors, and no patches. I'm not sure if this is even related to baseball, but it was with the full uniform and glove. Any ideas? They are sliding pads missing the drawstring. They are worn on the side of the hip to prevent strawberries. Strawberries are a type of road rash you would get from your skin sliding across the dirt of a baseball diamond between the plates. When runners are coming to bases, it's a common practice to slide from a few feet out when it's a close call for them to be tagged out. Here's an advertisement from Spalding dated 1916 that had then for sale in pairs for 50 cents. What is this hard rubber gripper found with some tools I inherited? About 4 by 2.5 inches and about 1 inch tall. I looked up the WBTA, which appears to be associated with a news station in New York. I tried a reverse Google image search, but only came up with shoe-related items. I suspect this is some promotional item, but can't determine what it is or what it's used for. I also tried Googling the patent number, but wasn't able to find anything. I've been wondering about this for years. What is this for? According to this 1948 patent by Herbert H. Webb, it's a telephone holder, but it has no explanation as to how it works. I would guess this can be put on the telephone receiver from those old dial phones. The use is, you could have some sort of hands-free calling by clamping it between your head and your shoulder. What are these hollow copper-colored tubes surrounding a center post? Approximately 9.5 inches tall, and the base is 4.5 inches in diameter. Any ideas are appreciated. It's a copper Art Deco bud vase, designed by Ruth Girth in 1933 for the Chase Brass and Copper Company. The company was founded in Waterbury, Connecticut in 1876 by Henry Sabin Chase. The company became one of the largest brass manufacturers in the city and continued to expand throughout the early 20th century, acquiring additional companies for the production of copper. Chase discontinued the line in the early 1940s when the company was engaged by the US government to produce war materials such as shells and gun casings. These items are highly sought after today by collectors of American streamlined Art Deco. What is this bell in a shadow box I bought at a thrift store for $10? The bell is basically 4 by 4 inches, and the shadow box is 13 by 13 inches. It appears handmade, and both sides are similar except few differences. Any ideas? It's a Chinese bronze Buddhist dragon singing bell from 1509 to 1559 Ming Dynasty. This was probably in someone's collection. I saw an absolutely stunning exhibition of ancient bronzes in a Shanghai museum some years ago. But bear in mind the finite possibility that it might be a fake, or souvenir replica, of course. It's a really nice display case though, so maybe it's an authentic piece, and whoever donated it didn't know what it was. You'd probably need an expert to look at it. What is this thing I found 4 inches underground in the backyard, in rural Midwest US with a metal detector? Made of metal and very brittle, approximately 4 by 3 inches. Any information about it would be much appreciated. It's a Singer sewing machine coin bank from the 1920s. Singer was quite fantastic with their marketing tactics, as these little coin banks give proof. They were often given to children or even adults to save up for a deposit on a Singer sewing machine. Though I've seen others that are similar from banks or insurance. The Singer version has a leather or maybe cloth cover and a hinged bottom door with a keyed lock. Notice the hinge is at the opposite side as the spine. The hinged door seems to be ripped off your item. You can still see the curve of the spine though. This ivory item has been passed down through my family since at least the 1950s. Supposedly belonged to my mom's grandmother, which means it goes back to at least the 1950s, if not earlier. It very much looks and feels like ivory, but I'm not an expert at all. It's 17 centimeters from base to tip, about 5 centimeters wide at its widest point, and weighs 385 grams. Contextually, I live in the UK, so ivory buying and selling is highly regulated. If it is authentic, I'd much rather donate it to a museum if there was any interest in it. Any ideas? It's called scrimshaw. Scrimshaw is scroll work, engravings, and carvings done in bone or ivory. Typically, it refers to the artwork created by whalers, engraved on the byproducts of whales such as bones or cartilage. It is most commonly made out of the bones and teeth of sperm whales, the baleen of other whales, and the tusks of walruses. Whalers started scrimshawing on whaling ships between 1745 and 1759 in the Pacific Ocean. A lot of fakes out there, so check it over good. Take it to a museum and they could tell you in about a minute. That way you can be sure. What is this wooden box with removable trays found at a local thrift store? It measures 21 inches wide, 9.5 inches tall, and 6 inches deep. It has 7 removable trays or platforms that look like they have a great pattern burned or worn into them. The box has a metal band on either end on the bottom to protect it from something. Any ideas? Please tell us down in the comments. Thanks for watching. Let's make life fun.